Hello and happy AANHPI Heritage Month and happy early Pride Month. I didn't film like an official TBR for May, and I wish I had, but I was just out of town too much and I didn't have time with my shelves or in a place where I could actually sit down and film. So I am going to talk about what I'm reading the rest of May and bleeding in to June, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get through more than a couple of these by the end of May, and I don't have a ton of stuff that I think fit for Pride prompts, which is unfortunate for me, but also just means that I've read the majority of the books on my shelves that are gay. So also good for me? I don't know. I do think that I have quite a few that are just not showing up on the list of what people have been reading. And, you know, maybe I'll figure it out later on in the year. But for right now, I currently only have 4 books that I know for sure will qualify for some of the prompts that I'm doing in the, I don't remember what it's called, but Shadow Booker put a challenge on Storygraph with I think 15 different prompts for reading gay books. This one, All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker, showed up in the includes gay characters prompt, I think. I bought this last year after I read God of the Woods, and I also bought Long Bright River by that same author, and then people told me that if I loved that, I'll probably love this one. The synopsis doesn't make it obvious that there's a gay character, but I did some digging online and found out that there are gay characters. I don't think they're the main character. I would honestly prefer to read a book with them as the main character, but I don't have much that I was finding on the list. So again, this will do for now, and hopefully I'll get more gay books soon. This one I've had since my birthday in 2022 or 2023. My mom bought it for my birthday, and I honestly feel really bad that I haven't read it yet, but I think this is about lesbians and it's horror. It's pretty short, so I don't think it'll be hard to get through unless the subject matter is a lot darker than I'm anticipating. But I'm excited about it. I also have Julia Armfeld's newest book. I think I got it from Aardvark, so if I read this one and like it, I might jump right into that one. Then I bought this one at Christmas, I think. It's A Pirate's Life for Tea. It is the second book in, I don't know the series name. Tomes and Tea is the series name. The first one is called Can't Spell Treason Without Tea, and it is about a lesbian couple. I don't remember too much about the first one. I'm gonna have to read the synopsis and some spoilers before I start this one, but it'll be nice to make a progress in another series and to read a book that I've bought in the last year, and hopefully I don't have too many more books that I bought in December to get to. And then the last book that I have specifically for Pride Month is The Feeling of Falling in Love by Mason Deaver. I have another book by Mason Deaver that I haven't read yet. I don't know why I didn't bring it up. I'll probably add that to the list too. It's called Oh, I Wish You All the Best. I have that book and I haven't read it. I think that this one had maybe trans representation. Don't quote me on that. I might be misremembering. It might be the prompt that I saw it on might have been a character comes out. I can't remember for sure. I'm gonna have to double check that. But yeah, these 4 books are what I'll prioritize in June for queer literature. And then I have a much larger stack of books for AANHPI month. For those of you who don't know, I am pretty sure that stands for Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. But that doesn't mean that if you aren't one of those 3 groups groups that you can't celebrate it. If you are white, I highly recommend reading diversely all year long, not just during the Heritage Months. And that is exactly what I will do with these books if I don't get to them. I am participating in Asian Readathon, I think is what it's called. It has 5 prompts, and I've got 1 or 2 books for each one to pick from. So for the first prompt, all of these are going to be by an Asian author, and then the prompt that I tell you. So it needs to be by an Asian author and then qualify for the prompt. So the first one is a fantasy and or a bestseller, and I have 3 different ones to pick from for this. I think the most likely one for me to read for this is probably The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim, and this is because I am already planning on reading this for my Evernight blog that I'm currently working on. So that would be the easiest one for me to get to by the end of May. But the other 2 that I have as options are Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. I recently found out that Olivia Blake is Filipino, I think. She's part Filipino. I had no idea. And I was pleasantly surprised to find out that I could read this, because I read Masters of Death at the beginning of the year and I loved it. I just thought it was too short. And this book is probably like twice as long as Masters of Death. So hopefully I will not have the length problem with this one. This copy actually has pictures inside of it. Let me see if I can find another one. Hang on. Yeah, so this copy has like full page pictures in it. That's pretty cool. And then the other option I have for this is Ministry of Time. The Ministry of Time by Kayleigh Bradley. This author is not American. She is part Cambodian. And I've heard incredible things about this one. Like I said, if I don't finish all of these by the end of May, I will be carrying them over and prioritizing them in June. I think some of them actually have queer rep in them. They're just not the main focus. The second prompt is either a retelling or has LGBTQ characters, and for that one I chose one of my 25 and 25 books. It's A Scatter of Light by Melinda Lowe. This is a follow-up to Last Night at the Telegraph Club, and it's not following the same people, I don't think. It says you get a glimpse into Lily and Kat's lives since 1955. This is set almost 60 years after the end of Last Night at the Telegraph Club. So I really loved Last Night at the Telegraph Club. I read it last year and had a great time. I want to have a physical copy of it. I just haven't come across one that I liked yet. So reading this one will, 1, knock off one of my 25 and 25, and 2, it will finish a series. So this is a really good one. I'm definitely going to get to it. The other alternative that I had for this one was Snot Girl, which is a graphic novel. However, I think I am going to definitely read Scatter of Light for this one and read Snot Girl for a different prompt. My library ended up having it, so it's ready to go whenever I am. The third prompt is, it has an older character or it's emotional, and I have 2 options. Water Moon is the first option. I got this from Owl Crate, and I think I might go with my other option for this one. I haven't decided for sure yet, but I kind of want to save my special editions for the special edition reading blogs that I've been working on, but I have tons of Owl Crate books, so like if I read this one, it's not going to be to the detriment of those vlogs, I don't think. We'll just have to wait and see. The other book that I have as an option for this one is Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. I know a lot of people who have read this. Honestly, the font is massive in this book, and I have wanted to get to it for a long time, so that's part of why, that paired with wanting to save my special editions for reading vlogs is why I think I'm gonna try and go with this one instead, but I haven't decided for sure. I guess you'll find out in my May wrap up which one I got to, but right now it'll probably be this one. The fourth prompt is international or underrated. I'm not quite sure what they mean by international. I need to go back and look. But I had two options for this. Stock Girl is probably what I'm going to read for it because I really don't think I have time to read another full-length book, a novel. But the other option I had, and it's at the very, very bottom of a book stack, so I didn't pull it out, is As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. I do really want to get to that one, but similar to Water Moon, I am trying to do a vlog reading all of my book of the month books because I personally really enjoy watching the videos where people read. They do like a random spinner wheel of all of their book of the month books and pick 5 or something to read in a video. I really enjoy those, so I kind of want to do those. I haven't gotten to it yet. I will say this one is a book of the month book, but like I said, I have tons of Owl Grey books. I have the most book of the month books out of everything, so I don't know. I have to think about it. I don't really want to read my book of the month books unless I'm reading them specifically for a vlog meant to read them down. So yeah, I will probably read Snot Girl for that. I honestly might read it tomorrow. I already have it checked out, so I don't see why I can't do that. But the last prompt is nonfiction or political. I have 2 for this one. I might actually have more. I have 2 that I saw on the list of books that people have already put in for this prompt, but I had a couple more that I found when I was looking at my shelves. The 2 I have down is Your Emergency Contact Has Experienced an Emergency. I don't own this one, so I don't know that it's going to be my priority, even though it sounds really good. I'll probably just add it to my library list to check out. But the one that I found on the list that I do own is Severance by Ling Ma. I know quite a few people who have read this, and I have really wanted to read it ever since I bought it. I think it was a book club pick for Sid Bookworm's Patreon book club, probably like 2 or 3 years ago now. I didn't get to it when everybody else did. I think my mom got to it and she really liked it. So this is an option. The other option that I found when I was looking through the shelves is Why Do You Look at Me and See a Girl by Anvi Huang. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that last name. This is a nonfiction, I think. It says part memoir and part social criticism. Why Do You Look at Me and See a Girl is a provocative read about a full-fledged bilingual who fights to get free from the dead past and her ancestors' sins. And I got this for Christmas from my brother a couple of years ago and haven't gotten to it yet. It was published in 2021. This is honestly kind of a weird edition. It's like a completely different size than all of the rest of the books that I own, but it is actually nonfiction, so I might prioritize this one. We'll see. And then the other one that I found for this prompt is another of my 25 and 25 books, and it is The Committed by Viet Thanh Nguyen. And it is a follow-up. I don't know that it's a direct sequel, but it's a follow-up to The Sympathizer by the same author. I read The Sympathizer 7 years ago now, and I still think about it to this day. It was a very good book. And I also read a short story collection from this author. I can't remember what it's called. I think it was called The Refugees. And I remember enjoying that one. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed The Sympathizer, but it still got like a 4-star from me. And this one will also be finishing up a series, but it's also, I remember The Sympathizer being kind of difficult to get through. So this may not be the best option to try and finish by the end of May, but because I am continuing this into June and because this is on my 25 and 25, it's going to get read this year. So whether or not I read it for this prompt or just because it's gonna get done. And then I have 2 more books that I pulled out that I don't know, I'm not sure what prompts they'd fit, if I could sub them in for anything. I know that this one, Unfamiliar Fishes by Sarah Vowell, definitely won't fit a prompt because Sarah Vowell is white. This is a nonfiction about Hawaii and how it was Americanized. A coworker, my uncle read this and said it was really good, and that's why I bought it. And then my coworker listened to it on Spotify last month, and he said it was really informative, and the audiobook was done incredibly well. So I think I want to try and read it this month. It's also on my 25 and 25, but it's not an Asian author, so I hesitate to put it on my May TBR. I might just try and read it in June and get it knocked out. Not as part of an Asian readathon, but I'm not sure. I need to get to it soon, but I'm not sure when. And then the last one I have is Pizza Girl by, I think it's Jean Keong Fraser. Jean Keong Fraser. See if you can read that. I do actually think that this has like a queer storyline in it. It says, 18 years old, pregnant, and working as a pizza delivery girl in suburban Los Angeles, our charmingly dysfunctional heroine is deeply lost. She's grieving the death of her father, relatable. In case you don't know, my dad died 5 years ago. With whom she has more in common than she'd like to admit, avoiding her supportive mom and loving boyfriend, and flagrantly ignoring her future. Her world is further upended when she becomes obsessed with Jenny, a stay-at-home mother new to the neighborhood who comes to depend on weekly deliveries of pickle-covered pizzas for her son's happiness. As one woman looks toward motherhood and the other toward middle age, the relationship between the two begins to blur in strange, complicated, and ultimately heartbreaking ways. Bold, tender, propulsive, and wholly unpredictable, Pizza Girl is a moving and funny portrait of a flawed, unforgettable young woman as she tries to find her place in the world. So yeah, I think if I'm reading this correctly, and if I remember what I read online, these 2 women have sort of a romantic relationship. Those are what I'm prioritizing in the rest of May and June. I think I have quite a few. I bought so many books this month, and I really need to get through them. So I think I know that I went in and I skipped Owl Crate and Illuma Crate for the month of May, I think. I need to go in and check the June book, but I'm probably going to skip them that month as well, and I'm not getting my aardvark for real until I finish the ones that I own. I have canceled, I'll give you a little bit of a debt update. We are very close to paying off our Discover credit card, and after that we only have one more credit card that we need to pay off before we're down to just paying the balances every month. And we have decided not to move just yet because I have a lot going on at work that will look really good on resumes when I do leave. If they're done, I can like point to these projects and be like, hey, I did a lot of that, so you should hire me because I can do similar things in this new job. And I also have to stay 2 more years to get my pension vested, and the way the world is right now, I'm not really willing to give up my pension because I've already put so much time into it. I'm halfway to getting it, so I'm not going to give that up if I can help it. If my husband ends up getting fired, then we'll have to reevaluate and probably go ahead and move anyways, because I don't know that we're going to find another job that pays enough for us to afford to live here. But all that being said, I am trying my hardest not to buy any more books for the rest of the year. I have some pre-orders that are going to come in, and I think I just want to leave it at that. I don't think I want to buy anything else currently. depending on how the rest of the Evernight vlog goes, I will probably keep it. Right now it's looking good. I've enjoyed more than I haven't. So those will likely continue to come in. I probably won't skip them because they're quarterly, but I think if I'm going to keep it, I'm going to make it so that I only get that book that month. So Owl Crate and Illuma Crate will get skipped the month that I get Evernight, and then I will probably try to only get one of those. Oh, excuse me. I will probably try to only get one of those subscription boxes per month max. It would be preferred if I skipped both of them. And then Aardvark, I'm probably going to keep skipping until I get at least my Aardvark books read and maybe like half of my book of the month books read. That's not a hard line. My only hard line with Aardvark is that I need to read the books that I have from Aardvark first. So don't sue me if you see me get another Aardvark book before I'm through my book of the month books. But yeah, those are my reading plans. I'm really, really looking forward to a slow June. May and April were so full. I had like 5 straight weeks of nonstop travel or work, sometimes both, and I'm very tired. And I barely read anything in May. So I am looking forward to having time to myself, having time at home with my husband, and just being able to get through some books and make some progress on my TBR. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a good time wherever you are. And if you can't think of anything to say in the comments, leave me a night sky emoji for All the Colors of the Dark, because I think this is one of the books I'm most excited to get to. So yeah, bye. Thanks for watching.